Thierry Henry once said that Arsene Wenger got rid of his very successful 4-4-2 formation to build a team around Cesc Fabregas.
The key for me is the one at the bottom, Cesc Fabregas. He changed the mentality of Arsene Wenger. We used to play a flat 4-4-2, as you noticed and you guys played against us. And because of Cesc, the player that he was, he started to think that he had to build the team around Cesc Fabregas.
And Arsene Wenger was not the only one who was extremely high on Cesc. Barcelona flirted with Fabregas for a whole 3 years before eventually getting him in 2011. And even Wenger's arch nemesis Jose Mourinho sold off Chelsea legend Frank Lampard to make way for Cesc Fabregas. Big clubs, big managers, they were all massive fans of him. But the question is, how good was he actually? So welcome to UW Football, and today we will be talking about just how good was Cesc Fabregas. We'll start off way back in 2003 when Arsenal signed a 16-year-old Fabregas from Barcelona's academy. At the time, people didn't know what to make of this transfer. They just did not see a way for Fabregas into Arsenal's first 11. He was nothing like Gilberto Silva or Patrick Vieira. But within a year, they had realized that this teenage sensation was the real deal. Fabregas featured 46 times in an all-conquering Arsenal side, that too as a 17-year-old, and won his first major trophy, the FA Cup. Then in 2005, Patrick Vieira left Arsenal and joined Juventus. Fabregas replaced him, and this was the year that Arsenal transitioned from a 4-4-2 to a 4-3-3 to accommodate Fabregas. Now, even though Fabregas was not catching all of the headlines that season, Arsenal, however, were. They reached their first ever European Cup final, which of course they lost to Barcelona, and the season after that was more or less the same for Fabregas. But in the 2007-08 season, that was the year that Wenger's trust in Fabregas started to reap its rewards. Fabregas that year assisted 20 goals in the Premier League, which is a record to this very day. In 2008, Fabregas also went away with the Spanish national team that won the UEFA Euros. Fabregas was not a starter for them, which was justified by the fact that Iniesta and Xavi were in full flow, but he like David Silva were the players that Luis Aragonés would turn to as his first substitution. Now back to Arsenal in 2008. That transfer window was the first, and the rumors started circling around that Barcelona wanted to bring Fabregas back. Nothing was serious here, but the interest from Barcelona was now public knowledge. Now back to Fabregas on the pitch. The 08-09 season was not a good season for Fabregas injury-wise. He missed 16 league games, but whenever he did play, he was phenomenal. He assisted 16 goals in 33 games in all competition, and then he continued this momentum into the following season as he contributed to 30 goals in just 27 games. And then after that season, he went away with Spain and won the FIFA World Cup, whose final he assisted in. Now with Fabregas' end product off the charts, and with his club Arsenal falling short in each and every single competition, and with interest from Barcelona getting serious with each passing transfer window, Fabregas' exit from Arsenal was now a case of when and not if. But in 2010, Fabregas decided to stick with Arsenal, and the 2010-11 season was more or less the same for him. Fabregas once again assisted 10+ league goals and once again missed 10+ league games due to injury. But now in 2011, with Fabregas entering the final year of his Arsenal contract, Arsenal decided to let him go. Barcelona signed Fabregas for 34 million euros. Fabregas was back at Barcelona. Now let's review Fabregas' Arsenal career. His individual career was a massive success. In his last 5 seasons there, he created 466 goal-scoring chances, made 86 assists, scored 48 goals. All three of these stats topped those of his new teammates Xavi and Iniesta. Now, even though Arsenal did not win anything major, Arsene Wenger was right to put his trust into Fabregas. Now at Barcelona, things were different for Fabregas. His new team was not built around him. It was not built to accommodate him. So Fabregas found himself in a similar position that he was in with the Spanish national team. He often found himself playing out of position or off the bench. He was not able to break into the midfield trio of Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets. So because of this, Fabregas at Barcelona was nothing special. And I'm saying this even though Fabregas contributed to 92 goals in all competitions over his 3 years at Barcelona. Lionel Messi matched that number in one season when he just flat out just scored 92 goals in one calendar year. So whatever he did, Fabregas just was not required at Barcelona. He was just there because he was a Barca boy. So in 2014, Fabregas' time with Barcelona came to an end when Jose Mourinho brought him back to the Premier League. And like Wenger, Jose knew that in order to get the best out of Fabregas, he needed to provide him with some protection. So Nemanja Matic played next to him. Matic would cover the ground behind him and Oscar would do the same in front of him. All of this was done just so Fabregas can prosper the way he was supposed to do. In his first season back in the Premier League, he straight away started matching his Arsenal numbers. He assisted 19 in the league, but this time around his numbers mattered. Fabregas was playing in a much stronger team. Chelsea that season won the Premier League title. The second year, however, was not so good for Fabregas. Jose Mourinho was sacked. Chelsea finished mid-table and Fabregas for the first time in a decade failed to assist more than 10 league goals a season. That was the year that you could see that Fabregas was now in decline. When Antonio Conte came in, he noticed that, so he replaced Fabregas with N'Golo Kante. Fabregas in Conte's first season was mostly used in a rotational role, but with Chelsea firing once again, Fabregas once again managed to assist more than 10 league goals in a season. That season, he once again won the Premier League. But that season was the last of the best of Fabregas in England. He stayed at Chelsea for 18 more months, but he was not influential at all. So in January of 2019, he was sold off to Monaco for just 9 million euros to see off his career. And in France, like his latter days at Chelsea, Fabregas has not been anything special. 3 assists in 2 years ain't it, but at least Fabregas got a chance to finish off his career in Monte Carlo. That's not too bad now, is it? So looking back at it, Fabregas won everything there is to win in England, in Spain, and at international level, and the only major trophy that he did not win was the UEFA Champions League. Individually, he created more chances than anyone in Premier League history, and his assist numbers are second only to Ryan Giggs, sitting at 111. So for me, Fabregas is one of the best to have ever done it in the Premier League, and when Fabregas looks back at his career, I think he will be very satisfied. So yeah, this was the video on just how good was Cesc Fabregas. Like if you enjoy, subscribe, have a good day, and I will see you soon.